just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS fam, the green room. Let's talk about this shit. Yo, GMS fam, what up? What's going on, everybody? Let me pull this down a little bit so y'all can see me in here, man. What's going on? It is Sunday. This is the last day of the weekend, man. I hope y'all had a good weekend. I hope y'all had a good time. I hope y'all was very wise about utilizing the last bit of warmth that we got. That's if you living in any cold areas like I am. Let me hit this pinchy. I had to get a new one because I broke my last one yesterday, so I had to go get a new pinchy and shit. But it's all good because we still gonna start this off with peace and love and positivity and all that good shit, man. I hope y'all woke up on the right side of the bed. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Now, let's get to what happened last night. Listen, man. Deontay Wilder. First of all, shout out to everybody in the green room already, man. Yo, man, what is this? Brim Dog, Eternal Umbra, Aboriginal T, Ty Ward, Arius Allen, High Def, Prophylactic Tactics, One Fast R, the Sheriffess. There we go. I said it right the first time. How y'all doing, man? What's going on, everybody? Hope y'all blazing up on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Now, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury went at it for a third time last night for the WBC heavyweight title. Now, there was a lot of hype. There was a lot of speculation. There was a lot of controversy sitting around this fight because the first two fights were sort of like it's almost like, where is this going to go? Because even though we know both these people are both powerful punchers, they didn't seem to knock one another out in these two matches that they had. Now before we get to the third one, because I want to be able to kind of give a history real quick of these two and how they ended up in the first fight and the second fight. Now, the first fight, we know that Deontay won by decision. Of course, Tyson felt like he won the fight, but I believe Deontay's knockdowns and just his overall punches defeated him in that first match. Now, I know some people may disagree with that, but I believe that when it comes down to the decision that in their first match that Deontay won that. But the second match, all right, this is when shit got kind of theatrical a little bit, but it was still on the time of let's get this boxing shit going. They wanted to come out and show fear. And that's and I guess that's what prompted Deontay to put on this suit of armor. If you guys remember when they faced each other last year, Deontay Wilder came out in this extremely heavy bejeweled suit of armor that came with LED lights in the eyes and all types of stuff. Now, as you know, that fight didn't go Deontay's way. Deontay was getting mollywopped in that match. And although he was giving some fight back, I still believe that it was the right decision to grant Tyson Fury that win. Now, I need to talk a little bit about these fights. All right? Now, what happened in fight number 2? Fury was dominating that fight at first. He was confident. He was dominant. He was confident. He wasn't necessarily dominating Wilder in the beginning, but he came out ready to box. And I think a lot of people understood or judged the book by its cover, given what Tyson Fury looks like. Now, let's keep it real. Tyson Fury looks like a goofy big motherfucker, but never judge a book by its cover, because sometimes that book may close on your ass. And what happened was he gave my guy, Deontay Wilder, a run for his money. Now, we all see this suit right here, right? Deontay claims that the suit was part of the reason why he lost, because he said it made him tired. It tired him out already before the fight started because of how heavy the suit was. Now, okay, whatever. We'll give you that. But he ended up firing his team because the fact that they threw in the towel during a match that he was getting mollywopped in, he felt like they shouldn't have, and he ended up firing everybody and basically, well, almost everybody, I think. He fired pretty much everybody, got rid of his whole team and got a new team. I don't know if that was the best decision for him, because when you already have people that you've been working with for a while and you have been getting wins, like at this point, he was already 42 wins in. So changing up your team because of one instance where they threw in the towel, that seemed like an impulse decision. And it seemed like something that was going to make him have to go back to the drawing board when it came to how he went back to reforming his strategies and getting better training. I think he came back too fast to fight Fury in this, because I feel like Fury has been doing his thing and has been practicing and waiting for this moment to where he can actually knock Deontay Wilder out. I thought it was going to be a while before Deontay came back, but clearly it didn't take too long. And what happened yesterday was it was I wouldn't say shocking. Matter of fact, it was probably one of the best heavyweight boxing matches that has happened in a while. And the reason why that is because they damn near went the distance. These are two big motherfuckers who have powerful fists, but they were using a lot of their energy during the fight. Now, before all this happened, they were going back and forth. Deontay was talking about how Tyson Fury was showing nervous energy and kept bringing up the fact that Tyson had to cheat in the last bout because, as you guys know, that was one of the claims from the second match. Deontay was saying that Tyson Fury's gloves had some extra shit in it. Now, after further investigation, that seemed to be untrue, but he also wouldn't let up on that fact. Now, before this fight started, everybody had it in their mind that the training and the different strategies that Deontay had were going to be in his favor, because Everybody has seen the same type of style from Deontay. Come out swinging, wild as fuck, just trying to get the knockout right away. In this match, because he knew that his opponent was different than the others, and the fact that this motherfucker's so big, he came out with the body shots right away. Body, just taking those hits, trying to lean in and hitting him in the stomach, trying to get his wind out. That seemed to be working for a little bit because he was landing damn near all those body shots. He was hitting them and he wasn't expecting it. Tyson didn't really understand or didn't see that coming in the beginning. He probably was expecting Wilder to come out trying to hit him hard as hell to get the knockout right away. Now, that seemed to be working for a little bit, but once Tyson realized what he was trying to do, that's when the counters started coming. Now, then it started looking a little ugly for Deontay Wilder as the rounds went on. It started to look like he was losing his footing. It started to look like he was losing his composure. He was getting bodied. He was getting bodied. He got knocked down, and then somehow found a second wind within himself. Now, before I even get to that, please check out my man's ring appearance. Tyson Fury came out looking like a member of Sparta. Imagine you getting ready for a fight and a motherfucker come out looking like this. I don't get it. But like I said, we gotta show this part. There was a knockdown moment. But like I said, in the fourth round came a different Deontay. He found a second win and ended up knocking Tyson Fury down twice. And I'm talking about, this is a moment that I felt like, oh, it's coming. It's about to happen. This nigga Deontay is about to straight knock Tyson Fury out in front of our eyes. I was like, this is about to happen. After the second knockdown happened, I was like, oh yeah, he got to go in. He has to go in after that. There's no way. You found your second win. You know where to get him at. He's stumbling. You knocked him down twice. That means he is on the verge of flopping. You got to go in. Man, let me tell y'all something about the power of Tyson Fury. I got to see that full speed last night in real time. Now listen, I'm not saying that I didn't think Tyson Fury didn't have power before this. What I am saying is that there is something about the hype of somebody. Now, I don't want to disrespect Deontay Wilder because he is a good fighter and he is somebody who deserves to be in that ring. But we got to keep it real with ourselves. The way that we've seen Deontay fight and the way that we've seen Deontay knock people out, it was almost like a given to us that he would do this guy the same way. We wouldn't expect a big, goofy looking dude to be this powerful and this detrimental to somebody's career. We did not expect that. I didn't expect it. I know there's a lot of Tyson Fury fans, but I'm letting you know right now, I had no idea. I watched the other fights too, but it was almost like the second fight, and I'm gonna be honest, the second fight I was like, man, this dude got some lucky punches off. And this was before I really started really paying attention to like Deontay's fighting style and how erratic it is. Now, I give his trainers props for trying to give him, for trying to train him in a different way and try to give him a different strategy to try to win, especially coming out with the body shots and trying to, do the 1-2 and all that shit. But, bruh, I stand by my statement. I feel like it was an impulse decision for him to get rid of his team like that. and then to bring in a whole new team, and then you have to face the person that beat you last time, you know how powerful he is. I didn't get that part. But here we are. It got to the point where the hits was becoming so powerful, this nigga Deontay thought he saw a ghost. Deontay didn't know what to do. He got hit one good time and looked at this man like he wasn't real. He looked at Tyson Fury as if he was fighting 3 of them at one time. This is the face of a nigga that turned off the lights and said Candyman 5 times. And it fucked me up because he did not guard his face well. Deontay, let me see. Let me read some of y'all. I'm reading some of y'all comments. Let me see. Don Philly said, I know Fury was always a better fighter, but I was riding with Wilder too. Yeah, I mean, I was riding for Wilder before the fight started, and then when I started seeing how he was defending himself, Jesus. One Fast Star said, I really don't think there is a heavyweight that can compete with Fury. He just too big and he got technique. Yeah. High Def said, Wilder has arguably the worst defensive stance of any champion. I have to agree. Because there was so many times where Fury could have knocked him out clean in previous rounds, but his stamina was running low. He was trying to save his energy. And if anything, just try to outbox him at this point because he felt like Wilder. Like, this is another thing. That I could tell that Tyson was using his smarts during this fight. He could have used all his energy and knocked out Deontay Wilder earlier in the rounds, probably in the 7th round, actually. By the time the 8th round came, I was like, there's no way that Tyson's not going to come out here and just full-blown just demolish this guy. But I felt like he was thinking to himself, yo, I have to save my energy. I'm outboxing him at this point. At this point, I'm going to win the fight, even if it comes down to a decision. So let me save this for the time out. Because if you notice the actual knockout punch that he had, he was super tired. That man was winded. Tyson was done for. And he needed that last bit of energy just to get that knockout punch out. And it's funny because during their press conference the day before the fight, Deontay made the comment that Fury doesn't have knockout power. Because Fury said he was going to knock him out. And Deontay said, you don't have knockout power. Well, seems as though that was debunked. Debunked. Now, let's get to that part. Let's get to that part. Let me read some of y'all comments first. Larry said, what up, B Skrills? Larry said, it's almost like Wilder wanted to get hit. Yeah, he kept himself open so much, man. Like, his stance was crazy. Trauma said, man, this is poetic justice, especially after he fired the trainer that actually cared about him. Yeah, the impulse decision that fucked his career up at this point. Aboriginal T said he looked amateur in his stances. Yeah. Mickey said, Fury is easily beat. If you stay inside, fuck his ribs up and hit him with the peekaboo uppercut like Mike Tyson. Trauma said he hurt his right hand early on when he knocked Fury out, or maybe after that, but he needed to switch to southpaw or something. Fury was letting him hit him in the face with that right hard. Now, that's something that Wilder said about the last fight. Or was it the first fight or the last fight? He said it was the first or second fight. Wilder said that he was rushing his punches too much. And I believe Fury knew that if he can get if he could get Deontay's back against the wall, that he could be able to exploit that. He knew that all he had left was to try to knock him out at that point. When you know that too, like if you're boxing and you know you're getting outboxed, now you have to, like, if you don't want to lose the fight at this point, you have to try to go for a knockout every single time. And at that point, everything that from round 6 or no from round 5 to 11, Deontay was trying to give all power punches. There was no more strategy at the body. There was none of that. He was trying to go out for it because he knew at this point he had to do it. He was getting tired. There was no way he was thinking. Think about that. He was already tired when the fourth came. He knocked Tyson Fury out. He knocked him twice. Knocked him down twice. Got that second win, but I'm telling you, right after that round came and he felt that pressure and he started thinking, damn, we got to go 7 more rounds and I'm this tired. He's like, I have to knock him out. And Tyson Fury fucking exploited that, bro. And then that's when we get to this shit here. The knockout punch. 11 rounds. Now, first of all, man, I'm not going to act like this wasn't an overall great fight from both people because they gave each other both a run for their money. They both were punching each other hard. They both were making each other stumble. They both knocked each other down. They both were relentless. Now, I have to give Wilder his props for staying on his feet as long as he did and getting back up as many times as he did. That's one thing that you got to respect about Wilder is his heart. Some motherfuckers, they don't want to keep getting hit. They'll say, fuck it. Even if they aren't knocked out, they'll lay right there and be like, you know what? The fight is over. I'll take them 10 seconds and get up out of here. No, that man kept getting back up. Kept giving back up. Kept getting back up and did not stop until he literally got knocked out. So I have to give him his props for that. And, you know, I have to give Tyson Fury his props for really putting on a show. That man didn't give up either. Let's not act like Deontay Wilder isn't somebody who is a knockout type of boxer. He has the power to knock somebody out. And Tyson ate a lot of punches during this match. Going 11 rounds, he ate a lot of punches. But that the stamina that he had, that he displayed during this fight, especially being the bigger man, the heavier man, I'm telling you, man, it was one of those things that just was like, it was a nice thing to see. He had my man, look, I'm sorry, but he had Wilder on the ropes like this. He had Wilder on the ropes. Crazy, B. Had his wife looking over like he got knocked out, turned, looked at it. Got knocked over, turned over on the rope, saw his wife and said, all right, it's over. I'm out. I'm going to sleep. I got to go to sleep. That's a real picture, man. They caught that picture of his lovely wife right as he got knocked out. That's wild, B. That is wild. How do y'all feel about this? I know a lot of y'all had y'all money on Wilder. What y'all think, man? I gotta hear. Eternal says, does anyone remember Wilder saying he would beat Mike Tyson in his prime? Funny shit. Easy. That's what Mike Tyson said. Mike Tyson, matter of fact, he was on Tyson Fury's side. He said that he knows that Deontay Wilder is a good fighter, but Tyson Fury is a better boxer. And then he was asked if he was in his prime, who would win, him or Deontay Wilder. He was like, me. Of course I would. Mike Tyson wasn't a wild fighter. He was very strategic. Very strategic. He didn't come out there wild as hell. He was one of the best. Just overall he would have waxed Deontay Wilder all up and down the fucking ring. Let's keep it real. Easy Speezy said, great, amazing fight in the 2 knockdowns in the 4th. Those had to be the slowest 10 counts I have ever seen. Yeah. High Def said, Wilder lacks the patience to beat a true champ. He throws his strategy early soon as he gets tested. Yeah, that's what Tyson Fury kept exploiting during that fight. Was once he got rattled, he started immediately trying to go for knockout punches instead of trying to pull back and save his energy and try to go back to strategy. If he was doing the same look, Tyson Fury would have stayed down on the ground if Deontay Wilder would have stuck to his body strategy for the first 3 rounds. You would have seen Fury visibly tired, visibly winded, and by the time that 4th round came and he had that extra boost of energy, first knockdown, they took him 5 seconds, 7 or 6 seconds to get up. The second knockdown took him 5-6 seconds to get up. That was just based off of his knockdown. It wasn't even based on the fact that he was tired. If he would have been winded in the body, he probably would have stayed his ass down. Arias said, Wilder is too wild. He lacks good form and strategy. Eternal said, Mike would have destroyed Wilder. Hell yeah. Trauma said, man, one thing's for sure. I call Fury for the win, and everybody started acting like they can't size someone up anymore, and it's all about race. Then they saw Tyson's trainer and was like, Mickey said, Mike was fucking calculated like algebra. Yeah, you don't get that fast and that accurate of being a puncher without being strategic in what you do. And honestly, let's see. You know what? I'm gonna let me play this because after Tyson knocked out Deontay, this is what happened after the ring. What happened was he went to go shake hands and show respect. Now, this is the part that I really wanted to talk about because this is what kind of made me not that much of a fan of Deontay Wilder anymore. And now it kind of made me a fan of this guy. now I'm a fan of Tyson Fury, and I'm going to be honest about this. So, y'all saw the fight. For those who saw the fight in real time. Matter of fact, the funny part was there was a live stream up of the fight on Twitter, and then it got taken down, I believe, after the 4th round. It got blocked after that, and then somebody posted on Twitter a picture of some dude on TikTok watching the fight through some like mirror glasses that he had on, some sunglasses. So everybody like fucking ran to this dude's TikTok, and I was one of those people. And I sat there and I legitimately watched from round 5 to round 11 the fight through somebody's glasses. I have to keep it real. I was not going to pay for that fight. But I watched it live through somebody's glasses. And it was very accurate and it was very clear. Very accurate and very clear. That's what like for real, that's really what it was. And if you watch the fight, you were one of those people that was like, yo, this is a good fight. This is a good round for round fight. And the way that these two were going at it, blow for blow, knockdown for knockdown, fucking going almost the distance to the point where they literally left it all right there in the ring. I was hoping that they would show each other respect at the end of this, because you know a lot of people talk shit in the beginning. It always happens. They always talk shit. They always hype up the fight. That's what you do in boxing. It's part of the entertainment factor of it. That's how you make money too, if you entertain it. So they were talking to each other. They were talking that shit back and forth, whatever. This fight was too good for them not to show each other respect. And when he walked over to try to shake hands and show respect to Deontay Wilder, Wilder said, nah, I don't respect you, and kept it moving. I don't believe in that. That is some sore loser ass shit. That is some crybaby ass childish shit. You got beat fair and square, my guy. And for some reason, now there's actual hate in his heart for Tyson Fury. You gotta understand how that can make someone less of a fan of somebody, especially if you are an actual boxing fan, because I know when it comes to boxing fans, they pride themselves on respect and showing each other respect as fighters. And it didn't matter what people were going through or what happened. Man, Mike Tyson bit a part of somebody's ear off. Those men discuss their differences in our friends today because of the respect level that they not only have for each other but for the sport of boxing. Now, this is what I would show the video, but I don't want to get blocked, so I got this goofy up here in this 300 Sparta costume real quick. Hold on. Listen to what he said after the fight about him going to say something to Deontay.
You know, I'm not going to make any excuses. Wilder's a top fighter. He gave me a real run for my money tonight. And I always said, I'm the best in the world and he's the second best. You know, he's got no love for me, Deontay Wilder, because you know why? Because I beat him 3 times. And it's like, I'm a sportsman. I went over to him to show some love and respect, and he didn't want to give it back. So that's his problem. I'll pray for him, so God will soften his heart. But you know what? I want to thank everybody in this building tonight who came out to show love for my sport, boxing. Thank you to every man, woman and child in the building tonight. Great fight. October 9th, 2021 will go down in history as a great fight, I hope, anyway.
It sure will, and that begs the question, what is next for the Gypsy King? You are the WBC champ.
I'm the WBC champ, Ring Magazine champion and lineal champion. You know what? I've got to say thank you to my trainer, Sugar Hill, because if it wasn't for Sugar and America's own, Detroit's own, I wouldn't have got through that fight tonight. He told me, he said, get your jab working, big dog, and shoot that right hand down the middle. He said, only the big dogs pull it out late on in fights. And I said, yes, I got you. And I went out and pulled it out of the bag. So big shout out to me dad, me mum, me kids all watching. I know you've had your hearts in your mouth tonight, but don't ever doubt me. When the chips are down, I can always deliver.
Damn. And that's highly respectable. That is highly respectable of him. He could have said a whole bunch of foul shit about Deontay Wilder, but what he said was all factual. Now, he didn't beat Deontay Wilder in the first fight. It was by decision. He felt like he won that first fight. But regardless, he still showed a level of class and a level of respect. Even after the disrespect, he came over and said that he was still a good fighter. But he still said he was first and that Deontay was second best. I just think I think it was something that's to be said about that. And I don't know about anybody else or how they deal with competition or anything in a professional manner, but it's just one of those things where I feel like he for doing that, for how Deontay Wilder reacted, it gave Tyson Fury more respect and more of a leverage in the sport. People are now going to be looking at Deontay as a sore loser baby kid. The dude who got beat up, got knocked out, and didn't show respect to his opponents. Now everybody else that tries to come up against him are going to have that image of him. JJ said, Wilder been a sore loser, blamed and fired a good trainer after the second fight, then made mad excuses. Yeah, that's what happens when you let your ego drive you. Now, boxing is has to be an ego-driven sport to some extent, right? You have to have some ego when it comes to boxing, but at the same time, you shouldn't let it make you make rash decisions to where you cut off your whole team, fire your trainer, and then have to develop a whole new team, a whole new squad to try to give you strategies when they ain't even been there to see how you box, how you train. Think about it. These people had a year to try to figure out how to train, how to give strategy, and how to adapt to a popular fighter who was already stuck in his ways from having a team that he had for years already. I'd stand by that, man. It was a horrible decision that he made with that shit. Mickey Knox said, the only problem I have with Tyson is if he actually cheated in that fight with shit in his gloves. If that's not true, I have no beef with the man then. Well, it hasn't been proven. And then once again, they so for those who don't know, right before the fight, Deontay requested to have Tyson's gloves cut open to see if he had any extra stuffing or extra anything in there. And they did that, and they found nothing. So he got beat fair and square this time. He got knocked out fair and square by Tyson Fury, and I feel like Tyson wanted his respect for that. And he even mentioned that. He said he doesn't have it in his heart to acknowledge the fact that he beat him fair and square. That's why he reacted the way that he reacted. I'm going to see if I can find that video. Hold on.
And we fought like two warriors in there, and I went over to shake his hand and say, well done. And he was like, no, I don't respect you. I was like, how can you say I've cheated when you know in your own heart and your full team knows that you just got beat fair and square? So it's just like, he's just a sore loser in boxing or what, but I'm sure he's not the first one and he won't be the last one. But I've acted like a gentleman throughout my career, and that's all I can do as a man.
And there you have that. If you didn't hear what he said, because it sounded like he had marbles in his throat, he said he went over to shake his hand, and when he didn't shake his hand back, he said he knew that it's crazy how he still feels like he cheated when he knows in his heart that he got beat fair and square. He said he knows, his whole team knows, all of them know that he got beat fair and square, but he still didn't want to show respect. I have to agree with that. Being the man that I am, if I got beat fair and square and then, being a professional boxer, man, that's all you can do, man. Try to save face even though your shit fucked up right now. Trauma said, I swear, man, he power punched Tyson with the right in the 8th round, and Tyson felt that it didn't hurt like he thought it would. And after that, he just kept letting him hit him with that shit. Exactly. That's what I saw. He had his little spurts in the later rounds. Like Deontay had his little spurts. He kept trying to find that energy to like hit him, get him with the power hits, but he was wasting all of his energy. All of it. There was no strategy after that. It was just pure, can I try to knock him out because he's about to win this fight? High Def said, that's the difference between somebody that was raised in the sport and somebody that wasn't. Respect is taught in juniors and pee-wee leagues. Area said, a good trainer will tell you to remove that ego because it's a distraction. The Sheriffess said, remember the uproar young Farrell made after the second fight? He must be pissed. Probably. Thomas B said, Wilder is an embarrassment. Not only did he get his ass beat, then acts like a bitch, probably raised by a single mother. Ooh. I know a lot of people that's raised by a single mom and don't act like that. That's just somebody who didn't teach him right, whoever he was raised by. You have to show respect. I most likely feel like if there's any elders in his life that give a fuck about him, they called him after that and was like, so you didn't shake that man's hand? Who knows? All I know is Tyson won the fight fair and square. He has a new fan now, I guess. I got to keep up with his fights because this dude is entertaining, and I can't lie. I mean, what has Tyson done to anybody to make them not like him besides fighting Deontay Wilder? And a lot of people made it a race thing too, which is funny because they seem to do that a lot with with white and black boxers when they about to face each other. You know, one thing though I will say, I don't know if anybody else noticed it, but the commentators, they were really, really, really going in on Deontay Wilder last night. And I mean, like, throwing like the wild, like, already predicting him getting knocked out and like all types of shit. Like, they were talking about how like they were making jokes. Like, I don't know. If anybody paid attention to the commentators last night, you know what I mean. Like, the way that they were talking about Wilder versus the way they were talking about Tyson Fury, it was just like, oh my God. Somebody had to notice that shit. Aboriginal said he just showed no strategy or ability to stick to the strategy. He definitely has lost all that mystique. Other fighters won't fear him as much. Exactly. Mickey said, as you're sitting here having the discussion, it really seems that his problem is all mental against his opponent. This is someone bigger and stronger than him, so you can't beat him like you do a little guy. Yeah. Andy said, too many race baiters gas Wilder up. Yeah, that too. Now, I will say, this isn't the end. Of course, it's not the end for Deontay Wilder, but I feel like this should be the end of their saga. I don't think there's any need for them to fight anymore, even though I know it's inevitable for it to happen again for the fourth time, because I don't think Deontay wants to end on this note. Who wants to end a series boxing back and forth with somebody on a knockout, and especially the way that he got knocked out? He's going to go back and watch this fight and realize how sloppy he was, and he's going to hate that. And we're inevitably going to see a Tyson versus Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder part 4. I just hope it's not anytime soon, and I hope that he actually puts some strategy to some shit. I hope he really goes back to the drawing board and learns how to go back in there and work on your defense first. We know you can hit hard. We know you can hit people hard. We know it. Work on your defense. Work on blocking your face. Work on making sure that people can't hit you easily. Get some agility about yourself. Don't just be quick when you're trying to hit somebody with the knockout. Be quick when it's time to defend yourself. Block your face. This man was really doing this, like, with his arms. You see, you can't see my arms right now because that's exactly what was happening. He wasn't blocking his face. And every time, like, this was one of those things where Tyson Fury could have kept faking the headshot and really getting into his body because he was already tired by the 5th. I just want him to go back to the drawing board and do something, man. They got to be there. This whole series is done. Tyson Fury won the series between him and Wilder. He has to fucking eat that shit and let it go. That's all that's all it is to it. T-Star said Wilder should strongly consider retirement. He's completely out of the undisputed conversation. Not many options left for him. I mean, we'll see. Ari said, hopefully this turns into a humbling experience lesson for him. Yep. Hadev said PBC put HBO out of business. A lot of those announcers are former employees. They are really mad at Al Heyman. Yeah, I know. Y'all think Wilder should retire? If I was Tyson Fury, I wouldn't fight him again. Yeah, me either. I wouldn't either. Especially after the disrespect. It was like, you don't deserve another fight with me. I have proven myself to be the best out of both of us. I proved myself to be the best out of both of us. I knocked you out. We had a great fight. You didn't show me respect. Now you have put yourself in the category of people who do not deserve to fight me. You don't deserve to fight me. I don't care if you get better. I don't care if you got more stronger. I don't care if you got quicker. None of that. It's over for you now. We cannot fight. I will be the champion, and I will. If I defend my belt against somebody, it will be somebody that's worth it. Plain and simple. That's how I feel about that. But I don't think Deontay should be done fighting though. I don't think Deontay should be done fighting. I don't think he should retire. I think that I think he'll be all right. Go back to the drawing board. Make sure that you listen to your trainers. Develop that strategy. Because I don't want to see him be done. I feel like there's just more work to be done. The way he was looking last night and the way he was just hobbling around and being erratic with his punches and with his footing and just all types of shit, he didn't look like he was a professional fighter. It didn't look like it at all. But I have faith that Deontay could bounce back. He just needs to go back to the drawing board, get that shit right. Get your trainers on board with you, man. Do what you got to do, bro. Do what you got to do, bro. For real. But if y'all enjoyed it, man, if y'all enjoyed it, I enjoyed it. I can't really say much else. I really enjoyed that fight. It was a good fight. Best heavyweight fight I've seen in a while. Tyson Fury definitely earned my respect, and he actually earned a fan. So I respect that guy. Deontay Wilder, you can bounce back, man. Just don't expect any fights coming soon with somebody like Tyson Fury. You don't deserve that shot right now. You gotta work on your defense. You gotta work on your respect for the sport of boxing. Then you might have a chance. You might. Now, with that said, GMS fam, y'all know what time it is, man. Thank y'all for pulling up on me today, listening to this shit right now. Put the GMS in the comments. I'm about to shout everybody out. Follow me on my socials. You see it right there. Follow me, Black GMS, on my socials. I will follow everybody back. Hit me up on my Cash App as well if you are feeling generous, if you got something to spare and donate to the show. If you support and you really fuck with the show, I really, really would much appreciate it. Thank y'all so much, GMS fam. Put the GMS in the comments right now. Hey. Let's go. Put them GMSs in there. Hey. Shout out to Arius Allen. Shout out to Aboriginal TJJ, High Def, Trauma, Mickey Knox. It's me, Robert James. I see y'all. Put them GMSs up in this motherfucker. Let me take a hit. Eternal Umbra. What up, my G? Brandy in the building, Don Philly 215 in the building, Realist Johnson in the building, Prophylactic Tactics in the building. It's all good, Mr. Johnson. Just rewind that motherfucker back. B Skrills. I hope y'all had a great weekend. It was a wonderful weekend. Very relaxing. Never taxing, always relaxing. I think it's time for me to go do some laundry though. What up, Ralph S? Make sure you smoke your Wheaties. GMS fam, the green room. I appreciate y'all so much, man. We gonna be back with another one tomorrow. Make sure you tune in every week for the GMS show. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell. GMS fam, the green room. I'm out.